Hello my flowers, and welcome back to Maddievlogsdoes. And today we do a past life reading for a client. This is probably going to be the only time I remember the decks that I'm using. And this is the Victoria Regina Tarot, and this is the Vintage Wisdom Oracle deck, which is the Oracle deck that I'm using on my daily readings on Instagram, etc. So you had a specific question. Thank you so much for your patience, first of all. But you had a specific question in regards to a neighbor. She's like one of those nagging people that is always there, nagging you. Very nice, good relationship, I've read. But then you guys always get into some stuff. So I'm going to see what's going on. I'm going to start from the present, and then I'll work my way into the past. Which is how time travel actually starts. So we have the Hanged Man, you guys. Now, the Hanged Man is the perception that you might have of this person. Is the Seven of Swords. They're very sneaky. And they're always doing, hopefully you can see, and they're always doing stuff to like get on your last nerve. That is the perception that you see at the moment, which you've already discussed with me, which is something that you already know. But I feel like she comes out as some sort of like twin sister energy. So I'm going to repeat that again because, of course, my video paused for a second. So she comes off as a twin sister energy. But even though the perception of her at the moment is somebody that's sneaky, that would do stuff, that would throw negative energy, that would throw things on your property, that would like maybe release her animals onto your property so that it can cause a commotion between you guys, and garbage too. I think she like throws garbage is what I see. But in your past, I feel like looking at these two stars over here, she was kind of like a twin sister, but it wasn't like identical. She was somebody whom she was a sister in your past life, and she was born a year ahead. So she's like the little sister that you don't ever want to deal with. She was absolutely beautiful, gorgeous, the apple of everyone's eye, is what I see from the past. She was absolutely gorgeous. And she was very much into like magic and doing tricks. And the next card that I have here is adventure and doing tricks, or pulling tricks on here. She was very adventurous. She was very outgoing in this life. And this life, I feel like this was probably like maybe anywhere between 4 and 5 lives ago, or 4 or 5 lives past is what I see for you guys. But she has a trickster soul, kind of like a trickster spirit. And the adventure card tells me that you guys come from like a different place or space. So maybe you guys, from this adventure card is what I'm seeing, that you guys were it's like the French Revolution, and I know it's because of the tower here in Paris, but it was something that had to do with the French Revolution, and you guys had to move from one place to the next. It was a lot of movement. It was a lot of chaos. And unfortunately, your sister, as the little sister, passed away. There was war. There was calamity. There was commotion. You guys were definitely like within the walls of like Versailles, like Marie Antoinette. I feel like you and your sister were part of her court, of like Marie Antoinette's court, or one of the courts that had to do that was affiliated with Marie Antoinette. And I think it had to do with her daughter. Marie Antoinette had a daughter whom survived, and she wasn't killed in the scenario that her mom and her dad and her brothers were killed due to the revolution and due to the takeover of the monarchy back then. She the daughter survived, and she had like maids, she had servants, she had people, and I'm gonna say it's part of her court because that's the life where she came from, or where she has come from, and though you and your sister were part of that life, but unfortunately, there was like another revolt that had to do with the connection of the French Revolution. There was some sort of revolt, and your sister was captured, and then that's how she was killed. It's disheartening because she was killed by like beheadment. So she was killed, and I have a feeling it had to do with like her religious life. And what she practiced. She was very magical. She was very adventurous. She was very beautiful. So a lot of evil eye on her. And the magic that she practiced is what I'm seeing is where she's coming from. And that's how you guys interconnected. I'm walking from the present to the past. So I'm walking myself back into the past. So now I see the 7 of Wands and the Ace of Cups. And she left such a void. You tried so hard to fulfill that void. And you did so much to be able to provide for your family and to be able to help. And it just wasn't enough. It's like everything you did, everything you pushed, all the envelopes you tried to open, all the doors you tried to open, it wasn't good enough. So now in this life, I see you guys arguing and bickering, but it's because the cup from that life was never fulfilled, okay? It was never ever fulfilled. And in this life is you have the opportunity to start over. Try, especially now that Mercury is going retrograde, or that it is retrograding, try that you and your beloved sister, I'm not quite sure if you ever want to tell her this story, because I'm afraid that in this life, she is very spiritual. She is very interconnected, but she's like Christian or some sort of like religious sect. She's not part of like the alchemy like we are. She wouldn't read the cards as much as we do. And let me tell you, I want to say that she has like cards in her house, and they're very old, they're very antique, and she doesn't use them as much as she should, or at all, really. Because she's afraid of them. She's afraid of like reopening that. But again, it has a lot to do with the fact that this cup in you guys' past life was not fulfilled. It was not filled in. And there was a lot of like revenge and anger done, because the way that she died where she felt like her family members, meaning you guys, were not there. So the anger, the pushing that you feel from her is coming from the past life. It's not that necessarily you're doing anything in this life. So you start anew as somebody, as yourself, that's spiritually in tune, that's spiritually connected, and you see beyond the walls of this matrix. Try to connect with her in a different way. When you see or you feel like she's arguing with you, or she's letting the horses out, or she's letting certain situations out and about, always be the one to give your truths. I know it's a little disheartening. I know it's something that you probably don't want to do. I know that it's difficult for you to give the first step and say I'm sorry first, and say, or apologize first, or give face first, or say I'm sorry again, and always be the first person to apologize for something that you necessarily did not do wrong. I know that's difficult, but because the cup was not full, and it was left with grudges, it was left with a void, it was left with emptiness, try to always settle the disputes first, even when you're not wrong. So I hope that this makes sense. I hope that you have some sort of connection, that it resonates with you, that you have like your memories and your past life memories of the little dresses that you guys used to wear, and the hats your mom used to make for you guys, and how your parents treated you guys, even though I do see also there was competition as normal siblings that you guys were. However, I feel like at that time, in that moment in time, it was like innocent competition. And even though sometimes you guys were jealous of one another, you might be jealous of her, she might be jealous of you, because you guys were both beautiful. I feel like those memories are coming about. You kind of see like the little shoes, the little dresses you guys used to wear, and the things that you guys used to do. You see that. And sometimes you wake up in the middle of the night and you think it's like a connection with your current sisters, but it's not. It's a connection with her. So I hope that, again, this video resonates. For those of you that are watching, please do like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the bell button. And please do not forget, most importantly, to water your life. Thank you again for purchasing this reading from me. I love you all very, very much. And again, don't forget to water your life. Bye, y'all.